here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you guys my thoughts and reviews on two brand new products from Makeup Forever, and these are from their new Pro Sculpting line that came out last week. And the first one is the Makeup Forever Pro Sculpting Palette and the Makeup Forever Pro Sculpting Lip. So I'm going to talk about the palette first. This is an all cream palette where you get 4 different cream shades and for 4 different uses for sculpting and highlighting your face. You get one that I consider more of a concealer, and then this one is a highlighter, and this one is the contour shade, and this one you could use as an under eye corrector or they use it as a blush, but I've done both ways and they both work out great. So here's what it looks like up close, and I'm in the lightest shade, which is shade number 20, and this is sold at Makeup Forever's website or exclusive to Sephora, and it just launched last week as well. I picked mine up maybe on Thursday or Friday or something like that, so I was so excited because I had read about it and everything and was just waiting for it to launch at the beginning of March. So I was so excited that my Sephora had them. And to tell you a little bit about it from Sephora's website, it does retail for $45 for this little quad, which I will get into the price later. I do think it's a little bit overpriced. However, it's Makeup Forever, it's amazing quality, and it tends to be a little bit more expensive, I find, with their products. So it says it's a 4-in-1 cream palette that seamlessly transforms the face, defines brows, and shapes lips for a radiant sculpted result. So obviously most of that I will use as a sculpting out like my face, but you could definitely sculpt out the eyebrows or around your lips to make them fuller and things like that. And it's a pro sculpting face palette that enhances your best features. The innovative palette includes 4 ultra blendable creams that highlight, contour, shimmer, and color to perfectly sculpt the complexions. Its long-lasting formula creates a completely natural second skin finish with a super smooth, comfortable result. Unlike traditional creams, this lightweight, non-sticky makeup seamlessly blends into the skin for a weightless, natural-looking finish, and the 4 shade combinations match every skin tone. So the thing I want to talk about first is the color selection, because they say it's going to match every skin tone, and for once I truly believe when a makeup brand is making this claim. Like, I have the lightest shade and they go all the way up to deep skin tones. So I will show them to you really quick because I think it's really important to note that they did an amazing job with these color these quads and the color selections. I really truly think that they're going to fit the people with the lightest skin tones to the people with the deepest skin tones. So to show you them first, again, I have the shade number 20, which is the lightest shade. And then you have shade number 30, which is for medium skin tones. If you guys can see, it's just ever so slightly darker than this. And then you have shade number 40, which is for tan skin tones, which is now you really can start to see the difference, especially in like the under eye shade and in the actual contour shade. So, and then the last shade is for dark skin tones, and so there you can see how dark that contour shade really is. So I think they did an amazing job actually making products that are going to fit one end of the spectrum all the way to the other. And I think a lot of brands actually really lack the entire spectrum. A lot of brands really tend to cater towards that medium to dark skin tones, and then you're missing all the way light like porcelain skin all the way to your darkest, deepest skin tones. Or sometimes you'll have a couple of the lighter shades and you're still missing those really dark shades. I think a lot of brands just are lacking an entire spectrum, which actually really kind of sucks that like brands really aren't coming out with a full spectrum that's gonna fit every skin tone. But Makeup Forever in general, at least what I find, is that they do a pretty darn good job with their color selection, whether it's their foundations or their concealers. Like, they try to really make a wide range of products that are gonna fit all skin tones, and I think it's partly because they are a extremely professional makeup artist brand. Like, these are meant for professional makeup artists, for photography, for movies, things like that, that they really understand that there's more than just 2 skin colors. There's more than just that medium to dark skin tone. Like, there's very light, very dark, and then everything in between. So I think they did a really good job making, you know, light all the way to dark with everything in between as well. I mean, you can't make with a product like this 12 different shades, but you've got light, medium, dark, and deep. So I think they did a good job with that. They also claim that it is very creamy and buildable, and that is so true. As you guys know or have seen in my videos, I'm not a huge fan of cream products, and that's usually just because I like a low maintenance product. I don't like a high maintenance product where, you know, I gotta go in with primers and I gotta go in with this afterward and 5 other products have to go on top of the one product I'm trying to use. So I just am never usually a fan of cream products because I feel like you have to have the right base, you have to set it, all kinds of things that make it a more high maintenance product to use on a daily basis. Now, I will say this is the opposite. This is like the easiest, creamiest, best, foolproof contour cream shade I've ever used. This even beats the Tarte one that I talked about out of the new Tarte Rainforest of the Sea corrector palette. This one is easily still even better. That I love this one so much. And it's a really nice cool tone shade. I will say it looks like out of all the 4 palettes for all the different skin tones that they do have a cool undertone. So if you're someone that wants a more warm undertone, this may not be your favorite thing, but this is what the cool tone shade looks like. And what's great is they are really creamy and really, really blendable. So if you're someone that's even lighter skinned than me, that's like true, really, really light porcelain skin, you could still make this work. Just use about half the amount of product I just used and really sheer it out and then really blend it out, and you can get a lighter color that will match your skin tone better. Also, another trick I like to use sometimes, especially if I go in like a little too deep and dark for my comfort, I will take a translucent or a very, very, very light colored powder and just lightly go on top of it. Instead of using a contour shade or another bronzer to set it, I'll go in with a translucent or very light powder and then kind of put that on top, and it does take away a little bit of the color. So again, you can see how I can make it very ultra dark and pigmented, or I could sheer it out, or you can go in with like the powder method I just talked about. But these are awesome. So this is the first one that they're considering like a shimmer shade, and this one is like the highlighter shade. I find that the shimmer shade really doesn't have any actual shimmer in it, that it really is more of a concealer that I could use on the face or specifically under the eyes. I really like it because they are very creamy and moisturizing. So I consider that one more of a concealer. And I consider the highlighter shade more of a real true highlighter. Now what I will say, so you can kind of see the difference, how this one down here has a little bit more of a sparkly sheen to it, where this one is more of a flat matte concealer color, in my opinion. Now the only downside to this palette, and I will get to the blush as well, is that I find that the highlighter shade is kind of lacking. Not so much that it's not, you know, a really pretty gorgeous color, it's just that I have it on right now. It's going to give you a really nice glow, but in a subtle way. It's not going to be this like huge highlight in your face. It's not going to give you a really intense highlight. I've tried to build it up and everything, and it just gives you a really nice subtle glow. So if you're someone that's looking for a really intense cream highlight, I don't think this is going to be the product for you, but I think it gives a really natural, subtle glow to your face, which is what they were going for. They were going for like a very natural, radiant, sculpted look. So I think that's exactly what they were going for, which they achieved. So just keep that in mind about this shade. And then this is the blush. Now with all the blushes, even, you know, whatever skin tone you are, it seems like they're going for more of a peachy color in this palette, just because I think because of spring. They want like a really nice color that's going to work for a lot of people's skin tones, whether you're really, really fair or whether you're really dark. And so they do vary in like the deepness and darkness in this color, but they're all about a peach shade. So let's see, I'll put it right here. So there is that color, and like I mentioned before, you could also use this as a corrector underneath the eye. I've tried that, and it works well too, and then if you wanted to, it's a beautiful, beautiful blush. So I think that's also really cool about this palette, is it's so versatile that you could really do what you want with this palette and get what you want out of it. Like, they say this is a highlighter, you could use it as a highlighter, you could use it as a concealer, this could be a corrector, or it could you know, use it as a blush. There's so many different things you could do with this, but they have such a beautiful, creamy texture. And also what I like is, like they said, it doesn't dry to a like sticky finish where you still like feel like you have a wet kind of product on your face. It dries to a really nice like non-sticky powdery finish. So like I said, I don't like high maintenance products, and this is so low maintenance. I don't even have to go in with a actual powder on top of the cream products. I feel like they set nicely by themselves, and I just really love them. So the other thing I wanted to mention is I do find that the price is a little steep, that for $45, you're paying a little over $10 for each of these pots. And just to let you know, they are 0.08 ounces, so 2.5 grams in each of these. So I do think they're a little expensive. I think it would have been a better price point had it been around $36, $39, $40 for this entire kit rather than $45. That just seems a little too much. Like, they really should have just done $10 for each of these and made it $40, and I think that would have been a better price. But I have no idea, obviously, you know, how much these things cost to make and like what their margins are that they're trying to keep and things like that. But I do think it's a little overpriced. However, if you have the money, or if you're willing to spend your hard-earned money on it, I do think it's a really great product, especially if you're someone like me that typically doesn't like cream products, that are a little scared of them, they're a little harder to work with and things like that. You're really going to enjoy this because this is as foolproof as a cream product as it comes. They're so easy to work with, so blendable, so creamy, they're moisturizing. I think they're just amazing. I do have combo to oily skin everywhere, but you know, underneath my eyes, and these hold up so well throughout the day. They don't make me oily, they don't break up in my T-zone. And so I'm so impressed by this product and really think it's cool, you know, just the concept that you have everything again in one travel-friendly, you know, palette. That just, I love travel-friendly stuff. Not necessarily because I travel all the time, but it's just nice to have everything in one little spot so that you grab one thing and you've got 4 different things you could be using this palette for. So I think that is awesome. Now the other thing I wanted to mention, and I do have it on my lips today, and this is the new Pro Sculpting Lip pencil that came out, and this is supposed to be, it could be anything. It could be a lipstick, or you could use it as like a duo stick to make an ombre lip, which is kind of what they're going for with the whole sculpted lip. And so on one side you do get the lipstick, and I'm in the shade number 10, which is called Rosewood. So like I have it on right now, it's kind of just like rosy pink on the little bit of the deeper side. And then on this side, just so you know, it twists off. Do not pull it off. And it twists off, and then you have this little sponge which has like the white powdery highlighter on it. And so the product is actually in the tube, so every time you close it, it's picking up more product. So let me tell you a little bit about it. Again, this is sold exclusively at Sephora and on their website. And this is like a whole new Pro Sculpting line that launched. They do have brow stuff that I did not pick up, but that is another product that they came out with. And so this retails for $27, and you get 0.03 ounces. And they do come in 4 shades total. This is a like deeper pink. They have a lighter pink, they have a red, and then they have like a kind of like a berry color as well. To tell you a little bit about it, it says it's a 2-in-1 lip color that adds shape and volume to the lips. It's a dual-ended tool that naturally creates the illusion of fuller looking pout using light. The opaque semi-matte lip color features an ultra-comfortable creamy texture that infused with oil to prevent moisture loss. Available in 4 color combinations, the other end includes an iridescent powder to cream highlighter that volumizes and shapes your lips. Apply the highlighter before or after the lip color for your desired level of intensity. And in case you guys are wondering how to use these products, I did put them in Shop My Stash this week, and so you will see that in the Get Ready With Me later this week using all those products. Anyways, this is what the product looks like. I do have it on my lips. The way I like to use it is go in first with the actual lip crayon, which let me show it to you. It is kind of a rounded edge, which is one little downside. I wish they had kind of made it more of a typical lipstick that's like a slanted edge. That way you could really carve out those lines, but I don't think it's too big of a problem. I don't usually go outside of the lines anyways. It's not a problem, and then it's so easy to fix if you do. But I typically will outline the lips and then kind of do the inner corners, and then I will go in with that spongy side and dab in the middle and then make this ombre look, if you guys can see. And it does dry to more a powdery finish, like it said, a semi-matte finish, but I don't find that it's drying. It still stays moisturizing. Not as moisturizing as like a lip balm or anything like that, but definitely on the more moisturizing side for a lip crayon. And then I do find that I really like the highlighter shade, that it does dry to like a kind of powdery finish. So if it was too creamy, it would move around and kind of ruin that ombre effect we were going for. So I really like the formula of them, and they're really nice. I will say they're not super long wearing, that if I have had this on for a couple hours, but if I were to go eat some food, it is going to take the product off. But I'd say it lasts anywhere from like 4 or 5 hours before it really starts to diminish in color, if you exclude like eating and things like that. But just by itself, it lasts me all morning, usually at work, between 4 or 5 hours before eating, and I think it looks really good. It does stay on pretty well too, drinking my coffee. Don't have a ton of problem there, but I think it's a really cool product and how you can create, all one color if you wanted to with a little ombre, or you can go super ombre. Like the possibilities are endless. So I think it's a really cool concept. They come out with 4 different shades. I wanted to try this one first. I may end up picking up the other pink shade, which I believe is number 11, Rust, because I did like the formula of these. I do think they are on the pricier side for $27, but really cool. I don't have anything else in my collection like it. It makes, again, doing like an ombre lip really easy because it's a 2-in-1. You've got everything in one place to do it, so I'm all about the convenience. So I'm really impressed by these 2 new products from Makeup Forever. Makeup Forever is one of my favorite brands. They're just so cool. They usually come out some really good quality products. So I'm so excited about these 2 new Pro Sculpting products, the Pro Sculpting palette and the Pro Sculpting lip. So I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about these new products and my thoughts on them. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about these products. I would love to hear them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so you can stay tuned to all my upcoming videos, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!